Our final lesson in 6.3 will have us eventually working backwards if we know the trig value, what angle does it match with? But first, I wanted to start off with just a little review of using that unit circle to find specific trig values, kind of like what we did on 6.3, day 3. Our first one, cosine at 570. If we go to our circle, see if you can determine where the terminal side of 570 would be located. It's more than one loop around. We just have to decide how much more. So if you were to subtract 360, we would have to go to 210 to get a match. Finding cosine at 570 is the same as finding cosine at 210. And remember, cosine, our quick rule to remember, that's just the x-coordinate at that location. At 210, if you take a look at the ordered pair, the x-coordinate is just negative square root 3 over 2. That's the exact cosine value at that location. Try the next one, sine at negative 405. Can you determine where that is? So take a moment and try to find that. Where would negative 405 put you? If you loop all the way around, we know that we'd have to go, if we add 360 to that, we know we'd still have to go to negative 45. And on the unit circle, that's the same as positive 315. All of those values are coterminal. Remember when we talked about coterminal at the beginning of the chapter? It comes into play at the end of the chapter. If we want sine at negative 405, that would be equivalent to sine at positive 315. And remember, sine is the y-coordinate. So these are kind of nice and easy to start us off. And at 315, the y-coordinate is negative square root 2 over 2. That would be the exact sine value. And then the last one in this row, tangent at 450. If we go all the way around the unit circle once, that would be then equivalent to the tangent at 90. We'd have to go all the way to the top in between quadrants 1 and 2. Now remember, tangent's definition is y divided by x. Tangent and cotangent are always going to be the two that are the trickiest to work with because we need both parts in the ordered pair. Now remember, at this location, we saw a couple of these last week as well. If it's 1 divided by 0, that would actually mean that tangent is undefined at that location. Anytime you have 0 in the denominator, you must state that that fraction is undefined. And that's going to be the end for this page. We're not going to do these radian measures. I think once we find them in degree form, that'll be good enough. So go ahead and flip it over and let's talk about working backwards. When working backwards with a unit circle, like I said before, I will give you the actual trig answer, and our goal will be to find what values of theta that it matches with. So our answers are going to be like 30 degrees or maybe 3 pi over 4, and we'll write it as theta equals. So we're going to use the trig definition and kind of our tips and pointers from before on how to find where they match on the circle to help us find those angle measures. So you want to watch what form your answer is going to be in. It'll either say degrees or radians, and you must be specific. Your answer could be just one solution or 2 solutions. There may only be one place on the unit circle where that answer is true, but there could also be 2 solutions. And as always, you could always come up with a value for theta that's not possible. Okay, so let's try a couple of these down below. Our first round of working backwards. For what angles in degree form does each of the following statement apply? Sine theta equals 1. So we need to figure out where is 1 on the unit circle. The only time you actually see a plain 1 is over here at the right or up here at the top. Do you see where those are the only times 1 by itself exists? Sine, by definition, is the y-coordinate. So I want to know what angle values have y equals 1. Well, that would be up at the top of the circle. So when does y equal 1? When theta equals 90 degrees. And notice that's the only time that that's true, so there's only one solution. Let's try another one. Cosine theta equals negative square root 2 over 2. So now when I look at that picture, cosine equals negative 2 square root 2 over 2. We've got several of those to pick from. Cosine is the x-coordinate. So ultimately this means what angle has an x value of negative square root 2 over 2. So let's go ahead and look for that ordered pair. If x is negative, we're going to be in quadrants 2 and 3 because you're counting to the left. I see it up here in quadrant 2, and I see it down here in quadrant 3. What are the theta locations in degree form where that matches? That would be at 135 degrees and 225 degrees. It's honestly that easy. So in this case, we had two solutions. All right, let's try the last one. When is tangent theta equal to square root 3? So of course this is going to be an issue because square root 3 on its own isn't a number that's on the unit circle. And we know tangent isn't just one of the ordered pairs either. Tangent's definition is y divided by x. So when will y divided by x equal square root 3? Well, if we think about fractions, if y is divided by x, then we'd have to say square root 3 would have to be divided by 1. Now, the only time you see square root 3's and 1's on the picture, or on the unit circle, is when they're in fraction form, like square root 3 over 2 and 1/2. So if we had the two fractions and they both have a denominator of 2, they would cancel out and we would end up with square root 3 over 1. So if we think about the ordered pair then, x normally goes first when you write an ordered pair, and y goes second. So that y divided by x would give you that fraction. So when is this statement true? Tangent takes a little bit of practice. I know, I get it. All right, let's take a look at our picture. I'm going to erase the circle from before. Oh, no, I'm not because it won't let me. Fine. All right, it's 1/2 square root 3 over 2. I see that over here in quadrant 1. Let's see. You know what else, though? Tangent could be positive if both x and y were negative. So it's also true when they're both negative, because then the two negatives cancel out when you divide them. And that puts us all the way down in the bottom of quadrant 3. Yeah, tangent will take a little extra practice, so we'll do as many of these together as you guys need to feel confident doing them independently. The theta value or tangent would eventually equal just positive square root 3 up at 60 degrees and all the way down at 240 degrees. Those would be the two solutions that make that a true statement. I tried to make my screen smaller so that you could see what's happening on the unit circle as we talk about radian form for our answers. So it says, for what angles in radian form are each of these statements true? So now as we find our location, we need to use pi as our answer, in part of our answer. All right, so when will secant theta equal 2? I just need to zoom out. This needs to be bigger so it's easier to see. When will secant be equal to 2? Well, when secant is involved, that's the reciprocal, that's the reciprocal of cosine, so we need to flip x. Which ultimately means if secant is 2, then x has to equal positive 1/2. So when is that true? When does x equal positive 1/2 on the unit circle? Well, I see that over in quadrant 1, kind of towards the top, and in quadrant 4 towards the bottom. But we don't want the degree measure, we want the radian measure. So at those two locations, in quadrants 1 and 4, the radian would be pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. That's when secant would be positive 2. We have two radian measures. Now we have cosecant next, equal to negative square root 2. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, so that means we need to flip the y coordinate. But watch what happens when I do that. If we want y to be the reciprocal, then it needs to be negative 1 over square root 2. Now that's not on the circle, but when we rationalize, watch what happens. To get that square root out of the denominator, I'm going to multiply by square root 2 over square root 2. And that means y would be negative square root 2 over 2. And that is on the circle. Do you see the two locations where the y coordinate is negative square root 2 over 2? And we want to write the radian form, not the degree form. So I notice over in quadrant 3 and down in quadrant 4, that's when the y coordinates are negative. This would put us at 5 pi over 4 in one quadrant, and then 7 pi over 4 in the other, like so. And our last one, of course, is cotangent. Cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, but because these ordered pairs are so tricky, let's just treat cotangent as x over y. So instead of saying flip tangent because it's not just one of the coordinates, we'll just use cotangent's definition. When does cotangent equal 0? Well, in a fraction, the only time you can have 0 is if 0 is in the denominator. So if we want, in the numerator, totally meant numerator. So this will be true only when x equals 0. Y could be anything it wants because if 0 is in the numerator, then the fraction would just equal 0. All right, let's go to our circle. Do you see anywhere on the circle where the x coordinate, just x, is 0? I actually see two of them, at the top and at the bottom. At the top, we would call that pi over 2. Y equals positive 1, and 0 divided by 1 is 0, so that checks. And if we look at the very bottom, at 3 pi over 2, the same thing happens. But we have 0 over negative 1 this time, and that still equals 0, so that one checks. We had two solutions for cotangent theta equals 0. And that's how you work backwards using the unit circle.